High quality and informative content are rare. If you're new to my channel, I'm the itemization consultant and expert, and I work with top globals and high elo players, and some of them you might even know. What I do is I help them optimize their itemization strategy to give them the competitive edge. In this video we will be ranking all the physical penetration items to determine their effectiveness and provide insights on how to use them to your advantage. There are 5 items in the game that give physical penetration: Hunter Strike, War Axe, Malefic Roar, Blade of Heptasies, and Fury Hammer. Obviously Fury Hammer is just a component, but it's strong enough to be considered as a standalone item. High elo players just buy it for the flat pen and don't even upgrade it sometimes. If you are interested in high quality content, click like and subscribe and turn on all notification bells. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's topic. It's important to understand that items are not created equal, just like heroes. Why do you think we get heroes and items adjustments? When evaluating an item, it's important to consider its flexibility in different situations and with different heroes, as well as its utility, which includes how well it performs its intended function and how it works in combination with other items and the hero's abilities. Cost efficiency is also a key factor to consider. Let's go over some of the arithmetic: physical damage to gold ratio, physical pen to cost ratio, and the item's passive stats. These stats are crucial as they provide us with a clearer understanding of an item's cost effectiveness. Itemization is like an arms race, and whoever gets their key items first gains the advantage in terms of damage output. Therefore, it's essential to be wise with your gold and prioritize the most efficient items. Now, let's evaluate these 5 items. First up, let's talk about Hunter Strike. This item offers the best physical damage to gold ratio. Well, since we include component, in this case it's second only to Fury Hammer. For an affordable price of 2010 gold, you get 80 physical damage and 15 physical pen. Hunter Strikes offers a 50% speed up. It can easily be activated by 5 damage ticks that can either come from your basic attacks or skills. For example, Argus can instantaneously proc it with his bleed ability and Beatrix with Nibiru and Whisker. Its utility stats are really good. The speed up can be used as both an offensive and defensive tool. Has it not been a lifesaver for you before or not? Let me know about your experience in the comments section. The CDR is definitely one of the most sought out stats in the game. However, despite that, Hunter Strike only takes 3rd place in my ranking. And you will know why after we examine the other items. War Axe. It provides 35 points of physical attack with its stacks that can reach a maximum of 80 points of physical attack and 16 points of penetration. That takes 8 seconds to mature. It looks good, right? The problem is that the stacks can be challenging to maintain, and it's easy to lose them. In fact, it's almost impossible to get to max stacks and activate the movement speed bonus. Its passive will often be hovering around 4 to 5 stacks and then reset. The only time you can maintain it is when you are farming uninterrupted. We can give it an average of 4 stacks, and that's being generous, since 4 stacks are not always converted into damage. 4 stacks is equivalent to 40 physical damage and 8 points of penetration. And that gives us 0.035 physical damage to gold ratio and 0.0038 physical pen to gold ratio. It's not gold efficient at all. War Axe. Unlike other items that have tier 2 components, this item only has a bunch of useless tier 1 components with subpar stats, and you are stuck with these subpar tier 1 components for a while.
Oh my god, stop bro, I'm stuck!
Before you are able to afford the compound item, which costs a whopping 950 gold. To put it into perspective, simply compare it with a similar item, Hunter Strike, which only cost 480 gold to complete, and it comes with a very strong tier 2 component, Fury Hammer. I would place this item as 5th because it's one of the worst items in the game. The only good stats War Axe offers are the extra HP and cooldown reduction. But these stats are not enough compensation for the lack of physical damage and pen. Now, let's talk about Blade of Heptasies. Nobody really buys this as a primary item, except for Fanny, Durith, and Need Pen Build Chow. For these heroes, that extra damage is crucial to deliver that final death blow. However, most heroes only opt for this item because they heavily rely on penetration, and only after building other more powerful penetration items, such as Malefic Roar and Hunter Strike. Blade of Heptasies only offers the same 15 flat penetration as Hunter Strike, but slightly lower physical damage. It also grants a bonus damage and slowing effect to the first target hit, but it may be wasted on a non-priority target. Nonetheless, it comes at a relatively affordable price of 1950 gold. Considering how niche Blade of Heptasies is, it falls to the rank of 4th on my list. Now for the next pen item, Fury Hammer. It's an essential component for Blade of Heptasies and Hunter Strike. For the price of 830 gold, Fury Hammer offers 35 physical attack and 12 physical penetration, which brings its cost efficiency second to the highest among all 5 pen items. The fact that steel leg plates is becoming a more popular item in this meta kinda kicks this item in the nuts. Interesting fact that some of you might not know is that Fury Hammer or Flat Pen doesn't counter steel leg plates. Flat physical penetration ignores defense at a 1-to-1 ratio, so even a lowly leather jerkin can reduce Fury Hammer Flat Pen down to 0. However, for the majority of heroes, physical pen still provides greater damage boost than physical attack does, making it a cost-effective early damage hack. It's a great damage hack, but not good enough to take the first place. This item only ranks second in my pen tier list. Now let's examine Malefic Roar. Since Malefic Roar's penetration is based on a percentage of the enemy's armor, we will need to use some average statistics from the game to evaluate its effectiveness. Squishier heroes at level 7 to 8 have around 41.3 armor even without steel leg plates, and since this item is almost always bought, they can easily get around 86.3 physical defense. While tankier heroes at the level can easily reach up to 110 physical defense. We use level 7 to 8 because this is the point when everyone typically gets their first complete item. If we use an average of 85 to 110 physical defense for enemy heroes in the game, we get an average penetration between 33.4 to 44.6 points from Malefic Roar, which gives us a 0.016 to 0.021 gold efficiency. Late game, they tend to sell the steel leg plates for another item, but at level 15, their average armor also increases to 69.11. Therefore, the value of Malefic Roar does not depreciate, and it only gets better. When comparing these numbers to other items, it becomes clear that Malefic Roar is king.
I am the king!
Malefic Roar is a core item for most heroes, and it's something that a lot of players don't know about because they hold outdated knowledge. Many pro players still use Hunter Strike instead of Malefic Roar, and that's because they haven't done the math and assume that Malefic Roar is only good against tanky heroes. Heroes now have more than 85 armor, and assuming an enemy has 85 armor, building Malefic Roar allows you to ignore a whopping 34.04 points of defense. That's over double the flat pen points you get from Hunter Strike. Now, let's do some calculations to examine how much armor the enemy has to have before Malefic Roar reaches the pen of items like Hunter Strike and heptasies. If the enemy has 40 physical defense, Malefic Roar will give 40 35% plus, 0.05% 40, 35% plus, 2%, 37%, 14.8, 15. Incredibly, Malefic Roar has equal pen stats to Hunter Strike and heptasies at only 40 defense, which is easily reached if the enemy buys warrior boots, steel leg plates, or uses fighter tank emblem. When strictly comparing penetration stats, Malefic Roar comes out on top as soon as the enemy gets more than 40 defense. The best part about Malefic Roar. The penetration stat scales with the amount of armor they build, meaning that instead of the defense countering the penetration of your item like with Hunter Strike, Blade of the Heptasies, War Axe, and Fury Hammer, Malefic Roar only becomes better, stronger, and more powerful as the game progresses. The goal is not to focus solely on tank heroes, but regardless of the target, you will be able to deal maximum damage. It's crowned king, but we are yet to examine other criteria besides gold efficiency. Malefic Roar is a versatile item that can be used by almost every physical damage hero, while other penetration items are more limited. For instance, we don't really see a DPS hero like Wan using Hunter Strike or Blade of Heptasias, do we? But that said, now let's examine its actual power level. In summary, Malefic Roar provides the highest damage boost regardless of the target. Therefore, we need to prioritize Malefic Roar over any other pen items. This is why building Malefic Roar is the most efficient tactics available, aka meta. It's also a good damage hack to combine the top 2 best penetration items in the game, Malefic Roar and Fury Hammer, to maximize our early damage output. This is something that my itemization community has been exploiting. And here are the lists of heroes that are compatible with Malfury build. Pro tip. Get Fury Hammer first and then Malefic Roar second. Depending on your hero, you have the option to sell or upgrade Fury Hammer later in the game. That's all for today's itemization lesson. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any future content. Thank you for watching. Love you guys and may you have more win streaks. See you guys, until next time, bye now.